everyone. Today we are gonna make some origami. So if you want, you can cut a piece of newspaper, you can use a regular piece of paper, and I'll show you how to cut it. You could use a Post-it note, whatever works best for you, but you are going to need a square piece of paper to make origami. So I'm gonna show you how to make first a swan and then a crane. But first, let's get our paper ready. So if you don't have a ruler, I'll show you how to do that as well. But first I'm gonna show you the way with a ruler. Since I'm using a Sharpie, I'm gonna put a newspaper underneath. And I want mine to be 6 by 6. So I'm gonna measure 6 inches, mark it on the paper, and then I want it to be pretty exact, so I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna measure 6 again, and then I'm gonna create my line. So here, I'm gonna come over here, measure my 6 inches, and line up those 2 marks that I just made so that I know it's even. And now it should be 6 inches going here. I'm a little off, but that's okay. And then I can cut that piece out. Now, if you don't have a ruler, you can do it this way. So I can take a piece of paper, fold or pull down the edge of it so that I'm making a diamond. Fold it down, cut this off, and if you don't cut, you can always fold and then rip like this. So let's show you a different way. Fold to make my diamond. And there's a little bit there, so I'm gonna fold that over, and then off of the fold, I'm just gonna carefully tear. Might not be exact, but whatever works with whatever you have at home. I'm gonna set that off to the side. Now, if you want, you can decorate your origami paper, because if you've ever looked at origami paper, it usually is decorated. So I'm just gonna do some designs on here. Okay, here is my decorated piece of paper. I don't need my newspaper underneath anymore. And first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the swan. So I'm gonna fold this in half. I flip my paper over because I want my side that I decorated to show when I fold my swan. Now, if I am moving too fast, you can pause this video at any time to see the steps. So I folded my paper in half to make a triangle. And I'm gonna turn my paper now this way, unfold the fold I just did, because that was a pre-fold to help you make your origami. I'm gonna take one corner. I'm not gonna fold it like this. I'm gonna pull that paper over and line it up to that pre-fold that I just made. And I'm gonna push down. Now it's okay if your fold doesn't turn out exactly correct. Miss Miller has been practicing a lot longer than you, and if it turns out better than Miss Miller, go you. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Fold over to that line that I created, my pre-fold, and then press down. So now this is called a kite fold in origami, and I'm gonna flip over my paper and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna take my paper, fold it to the edge of, or my corner, fold it to the edge of that pre-fold, and then push down. And do the same thing to the other side. Kind of like an airplane it's looking right now. So here's another kite fold. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take this side with the smaller point and fold it up. This is gonna be the head of our swan. I'm gonna take one point, that point up top here, and fold it down. So the neck and the head of our swan. Now, the tricky part. I'm gonna take my whole thing, and you see how you had your pre-fold there? Hopefully your stuff lines up as best as possible to that fold. And I'm gonna take it all, and I'm gonna fold it in half. Press those lines up, and then I'm almost done. I'm gonna pull up my neck of my swan, press it down, pull up the head of my swan, press it down to stay like that, and there you go. You have a nice origami swan. Let me show you how to make the crane now. I'm gonna use a piece of newspaper for this one. The crane is more difficult, so you're gonna need to do more pre-folds for this. I'm gonna fold it in half diagonally. And if it doesn't line up exactly, like you can see it's a little off, that's okay. It might mess up your fold a little bit later that it won't be perfect, but we don't need perfect. And I'm gonna do another pre-fold diagonally. So now I folded it 2 times and I should have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. I'm gonna fold it another time. Fold it in half now, going the opposite direction. And fold it in half one more time so that your paper should be divided up into 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got it. Whatever side you want to bead on the top to show for your crane, make sure that's facing up. And then I'm going to fold it in half diagonally. Now, like I said, this fold is a little trickier. This is where the pre-folds come in handy. So I have my finger down on the bottom point. This should be the point where the triangle opens and closes. And I'm gonna take one of the corners and fold it in. So I'm just gonna take this and push it in and then fold it shut. And then fold it shut. And I'm gonna do the same to the other side. So I'm gonna take this corner, fold it in, and push it shut. The next step is going to be to fold this piece up a little. So we should have 2 sections like this, little flaps. I'm gonna lay it flat. I'm gonna fold this up a little. This is tricky, but I know you can do it. So what I'm going to do, we have our pre-fold there. I'm gonna take the edge of this paper and press that down. Same thing for this one. So I'm just like stretching it out. Oh, my paper ripped there a little. That's okay. And I'm gonna stretch it out. So now I have a shape like this. I don't know the technical origami name for a fold like this. Sorry guys. But you should have a shape like this. So it looks like a diamond. I'm gonna flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. So folding this up, pulling this over to the middle line that you have, and folding it down. And then doing the same to the other side. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that it doesn't overlap, and that's where Miss Miller's having her trouble, so I'm just trying to straighten it out a little. And if it does, it does. Okay, there we go. So now I should have a shape like this, and you've made it through the most difficult part, and now we're on to smooth sailing for the rest, hopefully. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up one of my sides. So it looks like a little fox with ears there. And I'm gonna fold up the bottom part. So I'm folding it up, and then I'm gonna fold it shut. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. I'm gonna open this up, fold up the bottom part, and then fold it closed. Now it looks quite silly, but we're almost done. So I'm gonna take one piece here from the inside, so the inner part here, and I'm gonna pull it down a little. That can be my tail. That's the side I messed up a little, so I could actually just trim that a little. There you go, now you can't tell. Then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. I'm gonna take this and pull it down a little. Now, the top point of this could be the head, so you can fold it down like that. And have your head, or you can sort of fold it in. So I pushed it in and down, and then I'm closing it. And then, if you want, there's this piece here at the bottom where you can blow in a little to make your swan expand. And then I'm gonna fold the wings down. Now here is, not a swan, a crane. Here is an origami crane. Supposedly, the legend is if you make 1,000 of these, you can have a wish come true. So get making, have fun. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I do teach classes at the Billingsley Community Center. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up for the classes. Have fun, bye.